Hello, good morning. Okay, so I have a bottom round roast here. I cut all the fat out of it and sliced it somewhat thin, not horribly, but anyway, thin enough. This is going to be my beef jerky. This is the seasoning I use. Okay, so I used that seasoning and I follow the instructions that came with it. Now, since this came from a solid piece of meat, I follow the instructions that right here that say making jerky from whole muscle meat. Now they have instructions, so this is the chart I want to follow because this is how they tell you how to make beef jerky if you don't know how to do it, don't know how to get it to the point where you can use the chart. So then they also give you instructions for make jerky meat snacks from all ground meat. So you can use ground beef and then you follow this chart. But I want to follow this chart, and I already went and I weighed this. This weighs 1.5 pounds. So, and what comes in this packet is that it comes with a shaker. Let's see if it, no, it doesn't have pictures. So it comes with a little shaker that you can mix your cure and seasoning together in and then shake it over. I don't do that. I skip that stage completely. So I put the shaker up in my cabinet. So I use, okay, so I have a little bit of their seasoning left. I think, is this the seasoning? Yes. And they do have, this one's upside down. They do have them labeled. So this one obviously says seasoning on it. I'm just getting it ready. So I have some left over, some seasoning. Whoops, I guess this way. Seasoning left over from a previous container, but it's the same stuff. And I just keep a spoon, measuring spoons in there. As you can see, 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. So I just keep the tablespoon and teaspoon because that's what the directions usually call for, is either a tablespoon or a teaspoon. And then I gotta get my cure out. All right, so, and then the cure comes in, they all come in these nice little zip resealable containers. Does the cure actually say cure on it? Yes, it does, and very small, very faint. It's not as bold as, the seasoning cure, but it does say, if you can read it, it's right there, cure. But anyway, all right, so what I want to look for is, I want to make sure I'm on the right one again. So on here it says, I'm trying to read it while I'm trying to get it in camera. So if it's at an angle, or I see there's a glare from my kitchen light. All right, so since I have about, let's see, this one is 1 pound and this is 2 pounds. So I kind of eyeball it. I don't measure, exactly. You probably should, but since mine is 1.5 pounds, I would rather go with a little bit more salty than not as, salty, if that makes any sense. I would rather have it seasoned than under-seasoned and then just have bland, dry jerky. All right, so I'm going to go with the 2 pounds. So it calls for, on here, this is the seasoning is the red one. I have a hard time reading anything with red letters like that, so I have to really, really look. And then the blue or the black one is for cure. So if I'm going to go by the 2 pounds, oops, sorry about the glare, I need 1 tablespoon of seasoning and a tablespoon and a teaspoon of the cure. So they say to do it in a in a bowl or whatever, so you can get the right amount. I'm hoping I'm going to be in camera here. So I'll see if I can get all this. Let's see if I can even pour this in here. I can't get it all out of there. What I'll do is I'll cut this top off here, and then I can pour that out. So I'll set this down for the moment while I open up my new seasoning, because I haven't got my 1 pound yet. Just throwing away my garbage. And I'll try not to dump what I've already got in my spoon, and just to add to the spoon. Good enough. Alright, so I did my seasoning. That was 1 tablespoon. And I will go ahead and get scissors now. And these are my kitchen scissors. Alright, so with this one, I'll just make sure all the seasoning is down there, and then I will go ahead and cut. Let me get my garbage open. I just cut the Ziploc off the top of that one, and I am just going to dump it. Am I doing it the wrong way? No, I'm doing it the right way. And then I get the rest of it out. Easy. Alright, so now I need, let me put away my scissors. It's a good idea if you're like me and you forget to, I like to squeeze all the air out of my seasoning before I put it away. Alright, so if you're like me, you have to put away all your things before you forget, and then don't put it away, and then it's like when you want to use it, it's like not there. So then it said a tablespoon of cure and a teaspoon. I don't bother washing them because I don't know, this is all these ones. I bought a new I bought new measuring spoons just so I could use these 2 measurements for these. Well, actually, I didn't buy them. Actually, somebody had gifted me measuring spoons. They came in I got a Christmas present, and it was a big 8-cup measuring cup. And these measuring utensils were inside of it. I don't remember. I think it was your standard cup, half cup, 1/3 of a cup, and then tablespoon, teaspoon, half teaspoon. I think I could be wrong. So anyway, I'm just getting the air out of this. But anyway, it was given to me, and I already have some that I use in my kitchen. So, and then just to keep everything nice, I put them in a little plastic Ziploc bag plus the spoons. So always make sure you put away all your things before you, move on to another project. So just to keep your area nice and tidy. So then I put this away. I always forget which way to fold this. So sometimes I end up see, like it was supposed to fold this way from the little end up. See, I always forget. But it's like a map. You fold it up one way, and if it doesn't fold, then you got to unfold it and fold it the other way. So let's move the meat off to the side for a moment. And then I just put all this stuff back in my container. And put this in here, and this goes away. I put it away for now. It goes on top of my knife sharpener. Alright, so then I leave this in here, and then I close this to about here, and I'm going to try to get this on camera, but it's kind of not important if I do or don't. I can't get my my lips in there. Okay, I gotta move this off camera for a sec. Fine, I shall cheat and use a spoon. Okay, good enough. And this is not a spoon. I said spoon. Straw, of course. So anyway, what you want to do is just get it so it's all poofy. And then you just kind of shake it around. And be good about it because you want to pull those parts apart. And don't worry, I'll begin going in here and actually using my hands to shake it apart. But this is just to get it started. And this meat was not frozen or, you know, partly frozen or any of that. And now I go in and use my hands to mix it around just because some of them stay stuck together and then, you know, parts of it doesn't get seasoned. And you don't want that. You want to try to get, see, like this piece here was stuck between. You want to make sure everything gets mixed and gets seasoned, because then something isn't going to end up being. What they recommend you do, though, on the container, and if you want to follow their rules, that's fine. I'm just showing how I do it, and my way is probably not the correct way, but I don't sweat all the little details. If I got a piece that isn't as salty as, you know, seasoned as all the others, I mean, it's not going to kill me any. So, like I said, I just take my hands and I try to, you can feel which ones are, like I can feel this one is not seasoned well yet. So, I try to, you know, mix it with a couple of the ones that are, and then bang, it's seasoned. Woo! Like this one's not seasoned very well. I don't even know how much I'm getting in camera. Maybe if I scooch back a little, then you can see what I'm doing. All right, so that's pretty well mixed up. And I'm gonna count from here when I finish, which is now. And it is 9:15 in the morning. So I will not touch this. I will put this in the fridge and I will leave this in the fridge for a whole 24 hours. Let me wash my hands. It's always a good idea beforehand. I didn't say it, but I did wash my hands before I started before I videoed. You don't want to touch anything without clean hands. So whenever you see me touching my foods and things in the house, it's always because I just washed my hands. And I don't know. So it's good to just make sure that your hands are washed. So what a wonderful thing to make on May Day. It's my beef jerky. Now this is just gonna set in my fridge, and every so often I will go in and massage the bag like this and flip it over. But there won't be too many accumulated juices in here. Now that I shoved them all at the top. But there won't be too many accumulated juices in this, just because I'll show this tomorrow when I actually do the putting it in my dehydrator. But okay, that's it for now. So now this is ready to go. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!